Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my channel, back with the video. And this video is going to be on Universal Radio Hacker, another software that you can use along with your different type of SDR platforms. Just to give you an idea, just simply install it. It's available on your macOS for Linux and also for your Windows platform. So I'm using it on my Mac. So just simply open it up and go to File, go to Spectrum Analyzer. This is just to give you an idea what type of devices it supports. Just go under devices. It supports AirSpy Mini, Blade RF, HackRF, Pluto SDR, and some of the softwares that general hardware which are available for software-defined radio. So right now I have my HackRF which is connected. I'm just going to simply select HackRF. And I will automatically detect the connected devices. It automatically detects whatever the device you have connected. I'm just going to change this frequency to, let's say I want to capture something around 942 mega. And I'm going to hit start. And you can see that start capturing the frequency at 940. You have a spike at 942 and things like that. This is just the basic idea. You can also use this particular tool to actually generate signals as well. So you can save this signal, you can replay this signal, you can do analysis of this signal, and so many things you can do with this particular software along with your software-defined radio peripheral device. For example, HackRF. In my case, you can use Pluto SDR and things like that. The other tools which are available to us is actually go into generators. Once you go into generators, it will allow you to visualize some of the modulation, most common modulation schemes, and you can actually have a look at them. So once you have chosen this to a generator, just simply go under modulation, go under edit, and this is the visualization of different modulation schemes that you're seeing right now. So for example, right now I have chosen this. So this is going to be your carrier frequency and the starting phase of your carrier signal. This is the raw data bit. I'll walk you through it. Let me just change this frequency to, let's say, 1,000, 10,000, something that you can see it for yourself. So about 100K, that's the frequency. The starting phase is 0. So this is your carrier frequency that has a frequency of 100 kilo. Now you can change this raw bit. So for example, whenever you're performing modulation, digital modulation, your carrier is always going to be an analog signal. Either it's going to be a cosine or a sine signal. In our case, we can see that starting from here, this is a sine signal. Because sine is starting at 0 while cosine starts off from here. So this is the starting point. So you're looking at about 100 kilohertz of carrier signal that has a 0 phase, which is good. You can change this phase to anything you want. Let's say I want to give a phase of 90 degrees, and that 90 degrees will convert this sine signal into a cos signal. So let's just go back to sine. Then the other thing that we normally do when we are performing modulation, you got a digital modulation. You got to have your information signal in a form of zeros and ones. So you can change this to whatever you want. So for example, if I want to change a single bit, last bit, let me just change this to 1. So here we go. So now if I were to start reading off, what is this? 1011. So you have 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0, and then after that you have 2 ones. As you have 2 ones here, so you have 2 times high, then you have 0, then you have 1, you have 0, and then you have 1. So your information signal is always going to be your modulating signal. The modulating signal is always going to be in a form of zeros and ones. You can look at samples. Let's say you want to increase samples, you want to do 1,000 samples at a time. So once you do 1,000 samples, now this is going to be your amplitude shift keying. So amplitude shift keying, as you know, that whenever you have high bit, you will get a carrier signal. Whenever you have 0, you will get no signal. So on-off keying, this is another way of visualizing on-off keying, because you have a signal which is on, then you don't have no signal because you have 0 here. So on-off keying. This is the way you are going to visualize amplitude shift keying. Now, everything is going to remain exactly the same thing. My modulation scheme, let's say, it changes to frequency shift keying. Now, when you look at frequency shift keying, let me go to 100 samples. 1,000 samples is a better way of visualizing it. Whenever you have high signal, you get high frequency component. And whenever you get low signal, which is 0, you get smaller frequency components. High, you get a lot of frequencies that is higher frequency. When you encounter 0, you will get lower frequency. Now observe this here. You have 2 ones here in your actual data, which is like 2 ones. So for that duration of time, you will observe high frequency component. So this is how you're going to visualize frequency shift keying using Universal Radio Hacker. You can also look at Gaussian frequency shift keying. Gaussian, exactly the same phenomenon. Gaussian is basically central limit theorem. Nothing changes. It's the same thing. You will have a change in frequency. As you can simply observe this, you have low frequency, higher frequency, and things like that. The thing that changes is actually phase shift keying. So now here, when I look at my phase, you will see either 0 or 180 degrees. So for example, you had a phase that was about here. As soon as you encounter 0, it went to 180 degrees. It went out of phase, it went up, then same thing. It was here. So it's just switching it from 0 to 180 degrees. Now you can change this bits per sample, how many bits you want. So let's say, for example, if you want to have 2 bits, which means I can have 4 different states. I can have 4 different phases, especially in phase shift keying. You can easily observe this. And let me increase the phase so you would see. Now, as compared to your single bit, you are only seeing a phase shift once. It's either going from 0 to 180 degree. If it was at 180 degrees, going flipping back and forth. Now when you start increasing 2, which means 2 bit at a time, which means 4 state, you start observing some other phenomenon which is also taking place here. So you have 2 raised to 2, you will have 4 different states. Same thing, you can do it here. 3, you will start observing more. 4, and you can start observing more and more in your signal. You gotta increase it so you can see this pattern. So this is the basic way of actually visualizing your modulation schemes, which are the most common modulation schemes that we use. Phase shift keying is the key modulation scheme because this is being used in your modern communication systems and things like that. So if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment section, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.